wake up, and stay woke. Cause this is the Ball Hog Sports Talk with your boy, B Brown, ESQ, aka the Ball Hog, aka the Mouth of the South. This is the place where sports, business, and entertainment collide. And we're gonna give it to you rough, rugged, and raw. So come get you a spoonful, like some grits with butter and salt. You know how we do it in the South, y'all. Make sure you do not get caught in your feelings. Strap on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. Come on, let's go. All right, y'all, you know what it is. It's the Ball Hog Sports Talk with your boy, B Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hog, a.k.a. the Mouth of the South, a.k.a. Mr. Success Celebration, here for another week. If you've never been in the Ball Hog Sports Talk before, this is a new format. So normally I'm on the camera with my man, the maestro, who will be coming very soon, superhero DJ John Quick, and the Maverick, Miss Majestic Maya. But we tried a new format. So going into 2021, we're about to do it big. We're going to do it fun. If you haven't been here before, this is where sports, business, and entertainment absolutely collide. Tell a friend, tell a foe, tell anybody that you know that the Ball Hog Sports Talk is in the building. Today's episode is one that I think just speaks all the way to what 2020 has been. The episode is called "You Can't Be Serious?" Question mark, exclamation point. You can't be serious. And you'll understand why that is the title here very, very soon. But if you will, now that we had a little bit of warm up, we're going to get right into it, man. I've been doing a show with another gentleman who has his own podcast and has his own platform. And we've been doing some dope stuff together. And if you will, for those of you who are loyalists, for those of you who are new, whoever you might be, welcome to the Ball Hog Sports Talk. None other than my dog from the Big Flow Show. Mr. Big Flow is in the building. What up, Big Flow?
What's good, America? What's good? What's good?
Yeah, yo, I like
you on today, man.
I like that. You said, yeah, I like it. You said, "What's good, America?" That means that we trying to touch every American household known to mankind. For those of you who don't know, man, this thing that we do is called Hot 16, a sports freestyle. Hot 16 means we have 16 minutes to get it in, and we're gonna spit that fire for 16 straight minutes. B Brown, ESQ, aka the Ball Hog, aka the Mouth of the South, aka Mr. Successful Celebrations, gets to join in the booth, if you will. And you got Biggie over there to your for me, it's on your left. Biggie.
I don't like to be the fattest guy in the room, so sometimes I gotta put somebody.
There you go. That's your inspiration to be in the booth,
like
baby.
So brings the ugly friend to the club. The girl,
straight up,
she wants to be hot. That's me.
You know what I mean? Well, you got that, man. And you about to get these hot 16 off just like that. And let me start it on 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Hot 16. All right, man. For this, it's kind of like a small claims court. We're gonna get into some topics. We're gonna move fast. The first one is the NBA and the Christmas blowouts. We have had a series of blowouts, man. And you know, that was on Christmas. I think the average margin was close to 23-point margin. And then you follow that up with the Clippers losing by 50 points to the Mavericks. Unfortunately, my Miami Heat were on the wrong side of a whooping. We lost by 47 points to the Mavericks. Then we came back and beat them by 11 points. Damian Lillard has said that the reason these blowouts are happening is because they're not the only reason, but a big reason behind it is because there are no fans. What say you?
I think the fans thing is kind of boo. You know, a lot of people back in the bubble, they had no fans there. But I look at it kind of to your theme. You can't be serious. I was surprised that the NBA started so soon. They just finished a couple of days ago, right? So a lot of these people, it's a long season. They're just getting back into it. Some of these people made some moves, and we see this before. We've seen a lot of stuff where it's lopsided victories or teams that you thought were going to be great, and then they just don't turn out to be what you thought. So don't read too much into it. It's the holidays. A lot of people wish they were still home. Guys getting used to playing out of the bubble, being with the girlfriends, you know. So it's been a long time since they played basketball, coming out the house, doing the normal thing. So don't worry about it. It'll go.
Being with their girlfriends, you didn't say with their wives. Being
Did
with
I say that?
Yeah, you just said girlfriends.
Okay,
girlfriends, wives, girlfriends, and wives.
Some of them had their wives in the bubble, so you know you had to make sure. You know,
right,
now
right. Yeah, so they still had relations, so their game won't change. They had relations inside the boat.
So someone had to get girlfriends out.
As a former college football player, what do you attribute? Like, do you think that does make a big difference in the sense that having fans in the arena, in the stadium, when you are down and out, when things are going against you? Do you think that would make a big difference in terms of getting back into a game, making runs, being able to overcome the unthinkable because of the fan support?
I think it works both ways, man. You know, back in the day, I used to watch wrestling. Hulkamania used to come in and he would get all worked up and the crowd would get excited and he would come back, although that was scripted. I do think that you start to get hot and you start hitting shots. People are watching the game. Your home fans cheering you on. You can't do comebacks. And I think, you know, when you're playing against somebody, they're beating the hell out of you and you're like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? Nobody's booing you. You don't feel like you're letting anybody down. So that could be part of it. But I still equate it to be an early season, very small layoff. They're getting started. And I don't know if they're going to do 82 games this year, but I think that's part of it. You know, they're not worried.
All to the good. Sticking with the theme of basketball in the NBA, my man D Wade, Wade County, Mr. 305. He's the mayor of Miami. He has been seen. There's a video surfacing and resurfacing and regurgitated and recycled of Dwayne Wade playing his son. And this is Zaire. Zaire is I think he's going into a gap year trying to get a scholarship, but Dwayne Wade is putting a pause on his son. Did you see the video, and what do you think of it?
I mean, you know, you got to body him up. At this point right now, there's limited time left. You never know. The guy like D Wade, he might always be able to beat his son, but there's the shot clock is on there. So you got to body him up what you can. You know what I'm saying? He's got another son that's probably not as much into sports and working as hard or whatever. So he's got to have two sides. You see, I thought it was poetic. He had the blonde hair, so he's supporting his transgender son with the blonde hair, but then he's bodying up his other son, let you know he's a versatile dad. So I thought it was good. You got to body him up, put it on tape, let him know, make the guy work harder in the gym. You know, his son's not that much shorter than him, so you know it is possible for him to come up. So you got to body him up when you can.
Got to body him up. I told you though, man, I was trying to figure out like when exactly your shot clock was up, because your son is for those of you who don't know, the Big Flo's son is a big time prospect. Whatever star, I don't get into all that, but a big time prospect going to sign a major Power 5 D1 scholarship. And I told you before in Hot 16, man, it's your son will dunk on you now. And so I love this story because I don't think you really believe it, but you better start believing it. If Dwayne Wade's shot clock is up, he's a Hall of Famer. That means your son will dunk on you, Big Red.
You got to retire on top. So D Wade was testing the clock. What he was doing, he's like, all right, let me see. It was a heat check. Let me see. Can I still body him up? All right, this is going to work out. Can he still go for the fakes? Okay. But he knows in his mind how many years of those he has left, right? What did his knee feel like when he went left and went right? So I think D Wade was doing the test. We're not going to see too many more videos like this. Maybe 2-3 years. Maybe you'll see some more stuff with D Wade, but it's going to go. But at least he can fall back on the three. He can shoot the jumper. I can't hoop. So I retired.
You're going to leave it alone. Hey, his son, Zaire, was hot afterwards. He was fit and tired. He was so upset. He's like, all you did was back me down. He's like, man, D Wade's like, that's all I did in the NBA too. Check the tape. Check the tape.
And he made it go viral. There's nothing like making a video go viral on your son in a child viral world here. Grown man making you go viral with your son doing, well, he got blonde hair.
Beat you at your own game while he has blonde hair. I thought it was a cool dad-son moment, man, and as an old aging man, we got to hold on to those moments. Speaking of old aging men, there was in the midst of Tom Brady going out there throwing all kind of touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, and playing unbelievable, making sure his team is still in position to make the playoffs. There was another old quarterback, Ryan Leaf, that basically said, shout out to Tom Brady while you out there throwing 4 touchdowns. He hurt himself warming up, strained his calf, warming up for a hike. And most of us are closer in terms of our body and its deterioration, closer to Ryan Leaf than Tom Brady. What you think about that, man? Tom Brady, 43 years old, throwing 4 touchdowns, man. What is good?
I mean, he kept it moving, right? And I think what Ryan Leaf is suffering from is what many of us are doing. It's rigor mortis, right? Rigor mortis sets in when you stop playing football, you stop playing basketball and train at that level, and you start to let the aging process in. Now, I think it's going to come to a screeching halt for Brady one of these days because he's been letting that body get out there a little bit too long. I don't know what type of stuff Giselle's got him eating that keeps him fresh and vibrant. But when that rigor mortis starts setting in, when you put down the cleats, you can't imagine being out there. And the thought of him being 4 years younger than me and out there letting people touch him. Because like when I hit the ground right now, I'm cussing no matter what. Anytime I hit the ground, I cuss. It's never a good thing when I'm on the floor. So the idea of letting some grown man tackle you that's in his 20s and get up and all that. I'm not interested in that. I don't know what the check looks like for him, but he's got enough money. He can't do it. So I feel Ryan Leaf on. I don't agree with anything else he's done in his life, but I agree with him on this tweet. Go ahead, Ryan. Make it come back.
I say this, man. The ground is undefeated. I'm like you, man. You tackle me now, I'm pulling out my pistol. I'm not like the last Boy Scout.
911.
Last Boy Scout. I'm shooting you, baby.
Where's Karen when I need her?
Straight 911. Up. 911. The Browns, my Browns, man, and I have to talk about it just because it was a story. One linebacker took down the entire receiving core of the Cleveland Browns. Meaning they got into a hot tub with a linebacker. Which only the Cleveland Browns, only this story could be the Cleveland Browns, man. It's hard to be a Cleveland a hot tub party. Like, why y'all 4 receivers in there with the linebackers? There's a whole bunch of stuff that you want to ask questions about. But the Browns are at risk of not making the playoffs because of COVID. It took down the entire receiving core, and for some reason, the offense coordinator still went out there and threw the ball 40-something times or whatever.
And then they lose to the Jets.
See, you gotta say it like that.
I mean, you figure if there's a team that you could go in there undermanned and understaffed, it's the Jets.
No, you can't, man. It's the NFL still. The Jets
and it's the Browns. It's still the Browns. I hate to say it, be Brown.
Yeah,
I know that's your namesake team, but hey, it's still the Browns. How do you lose? Only the Browns. Only the Browns can go to a team that doesn't want to win. A chance to clinch the first pick of the draft. You have a chance to clinch the playoffs, and clinching the second pick of the draft trumps clinching the playoffs.
Yo, man, and the thing that got us was a hot tub scene. Like, only the Browns, man. It's tough to be a Browns fan. It is what it is. Tua was pulled, man, for Fitzmagic. Fitzmagic went out there and threw the unthinkable pass, man. Didn't even see it. And threw a Hail Mary. The face mask helped him out. But is Fitzmagic that dude? Like, is he that dude?
I think he's like I'm not a baseball guy, but he's like a Rivera, like a closer. He comes in there, he can't handle the starts, like he can't handle the whole season. All of his bad habits to go there, but just like a baseball guy is going to give you a couple innings, couple pitches, couple outs, and he's going to be like Wade Street, but he couldn't give you a full game. Yep. I think that's what Fitzpatrick is. I don't think we read into it. Tua got in there early. I kind of like what they're doing with him. They didn't put him in there to start right away, throw him to the Wolves. They let him come in there, work out. He looked good. Once he started looking bad, they pull him out because going back to the Ryan Leaf stuff, mentally that's tough on some of these guys. They come out of college and they're stars and they get right in there. You throw them to the Wolves and they don't do well. So let Fitzmagic come in there and do what he had to go do. He sacrificed his neck. He let the guy pull his face mask all the way off. He drops off a nice Mahomes type pass on the sideline. They get lucky and they lose. I look at that. I just think of the other team and just shake my head. How do you?
Yeah, man. The Raiders, right? You got it is what it is. Alvin Kamara, 6 touchdowns, man, in their win. How do you compare that? All-time great performances. Do you think it should be on the list of all-time great performances quickly? Because we got to get to the last topic before the house.
Yeah, you have to do it. 6 touchdowns. We've been playing the football game for a long time. A lot of things have changed in this game, but they're definitely not running more than they did before. They're passing the game more. More games a season doesn't equate. So for the all-time leading rushing type stuff, that doesn't really actually. It's 6 touchdowns, and he should have had 7. They really played him because they gave Hill, whatever the quarterback is, they gave him a touchdown.
Jason, whatever his name is,
whatever it is, they really should have given him 7 touchdowns so he could have the record by himself. But man, he balled out. I got to give it to him.
No, he did give it to him. Well, this next little tidbit in the Hot 16 is someone who didn't ball out. We got these opt-outs, man, and my man Tylan Wallace, I think is how you say his name. Tylan Wallace decided that he balled out in the first half, and that was enough. He was done. He tapped out. Tylan Wallace is a wide receiver for Oklahoma State. We know the opt-outs are this new thing for college football players saying, "No, I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and focus on the league. I'm not going to play in your bowl game." But to do it at halftime is a whole nother thing. We saw, based on opt-outs, University of Florida got the bone beat out their head last night by Oklahoma. 2 parts of the question. What would you think as a player, former player, you go into the locker room and your teammate is like, "Hey, bro, good luck in the second half." Like, what you mean? Saying it to you as though he's distancing.
I'm good.
Himself.
I got my flight. Maybe he had a flight. I don't know.
I
can't remember. Did they lose? I'm sorry. Did they lose?
No, they beat Miami. They beat
Miami. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. At that point, they were killing Miami. And then Miami came back and made it a game.
Is your friendship forever messed up, though? Like, how am I going to look at you as a brother if you opt out at At the half, my man Lamar Thomas called me from Miami. That was kind of a name drop. Sorry about that. But Lamar Thomas called me, messed with me about Notre Dame, and then we had this conversation about the opt-outs. He was like, yo, I would never talk to that dude again. I gotta agree with that. I would never talk to you again.
That's bad. I mean, you can't opt out during the middle of the game. We're still in a fight. I mean, they were winning by a lot. I don't remember the halftime score, but I know they were winning by a lot at some point. Maybe he say, all right, y'all got this from here. You know what I'm saying? Like he took his shoes off and said, all right, y'all good. I helped y'all get to this win and did whatever. But that's bogus. I mean, there's one thing. You came to the game. You did the practice. You did whatever. Now, if I look at the dude behind him, I'm thinking, all right, man, you're right, man. You got to save those legs. Let me get some of this run. You know, mama and them are watching. Let me get out here and play.
Go ahead and take the rest of the half off, bro.
Yeah, come on, man.
They got to throw the ball somewhere. But to me, man, that's the classic quintessential example of why you're not getting invited to the cookout no more. If you quit at halftime, dog, like, nah, bro, we not kicking it no more. Like, I get it. Like, but you started this game. You're going to finish this game. What do you mean you're going to quit at halftime?
Yeah, you can't do that. You got to play the whole game.
I think that they being college football, have to figure out a way to incentivize these players to play in the lower tier bowl games, or the opt-outs are going to completely ruin the current bowl system. But we shall see. University of Florida did not make out that well without their opt-out receivers, just like the Cleveland Browns didn't without our receivers. But I digress.
Maybe they opted out. Maybe that's the Browns.
Maybe they opted out. One of the receivers from Florida did say it was a COVID. He posted his COVID things like, nah, I got COVID.
I'm sick. I'm sick. That's the only time you can say, brother. But yeah, like, look, like I'm sick. I'm sick. Check me out. I'm sick.
Right. Yeah. The other three absolutely did not. You had the number one tight end in all college football. Two of their top receivers like, nah, we good. We're gonna go ahead and focus on this bread. I just opened up this bank account, dog. I ain't messing with that game.
It's so hard to argue with the opt-outs at the end of the day. I mean, because this is a one-sided. It used to be one-sided. Back in our day, it was one-sided. It was all about the school. It was all about them, and you wouldn't dare. The kids are becoming more empowered, and I do think that it's good. Sometimes you're looking. I got millions of dollars at stake. I'm not going to win a championship for my team. We tried to win the SEC championship. I gave it my all. Couldn't beat them. Now we're not really playing for anything. It's so much risk and so little reward for what's going on. I got to do it. But you can't do it at halftime. Once you lace them up, you come to the game. You got to finish.
And look, NFL executives and personnel people used to look at that and frown upon it. But now, I mean, the NFL sends you your Senior Bowl invite before the bowl game, which is the other receivers. They're like, "No, we got this Senior Bowl invitation. We were likely to get the Combine invitation, so we're good." Oddly enough, another story that's similar but different at the NFL level. J.J. Watt went off, right, because he said that he didn't feel as though his teammates were giving enough effort, right, and that they were focused on the money, whereas all the fans, they come out and they pay. So was that like a great message to the fans, or was that player hater? Because he kind of threw his teammates under the bus while not calling out anybody in particular. He could have given that same speech in the locker room. What do you think? Is that a great stance to make publicly as a player, or is that some player hater stuff that you could have done in the locker room?
I loved it. I love it. To be honest with you, I like J.J. Watt. I don't know a lot about him, but just as a player and watching him, Hard Knocks, watched him train during Hard Knocks, saw how much work he put in after practice. It could have been for the cameras, but I was watching. He put in a lot of work. He's a hard dude. I think J.J. Watt was like a walk-on in college, then earned a scholarship, and now you got to think of the story how he got to where it was. It was hard work, putting it in against all odds, and I agree. I mean, you get people out there. When I was a kid, I used to live and bleed with the 49ers and the Redskins. I like John Riggins, and I like all this stuff like that. The Bears were trash, so it was kind of hard. You had to go find new teams. But what stopped me liking the NFL as much is when I think it was they lost to the Raiders. The Redskins lost to the Raiders, and I'm over here about to cry. I'm sick because I wanted the Redskins to win. And after the game, I kind of noticed on the face, and people were chopping it up. They were like, "Hey, man, barbecue starts at 6," and they were hugging and all carrying on. And I'm thinking, how are you more like in a good mood? And I'm over here about to cry. You're getting paid. So I looked at the professional athlete a little differently from that point on, and I always liked college a little bit more. For J.J. Watt, I mean, listen, you do have people out there. The team means a lot. We're at a time in the country where everyone's trying to go to get. Don't quit. Right? Don't quit. So, I mean, like when you see the Jets win, we all laugh about the Jets winning because they should have got the first pick. To hell with that. The person on that team, that quarterback on that team, he doesn't want to get the first pick. He doesn't want the quarterback to get picked in. Play to the end. And he's telling these dudes, you guys are quitting. And he knows they're quitting, and he knows what they're doing, and he's calling them the hell out. And you know what? Him or Deshaun Watson are the two people who need to go do it, but probably him because he's the veteran. So I'm happy he did that.
All right. Well, look, thank you for coming to the Ball Hog Sports Talk. We are taking the
Great
Hot
to be here.
16 Sports Freestyle, putting it here on the Ball Hog Sports Talk. My man, Big Flo of the Big Flo Show. I disagree with you about JJ Watt, but stay tuned for the next segment and you'll understand why.
No doubt.
Salute, bro. We'll have you back very soon.
Hey, whenever you want, my man. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. So there it is, man. My man, Big Flo of the Big Flo Show, always here to put it down. Hot 16, inspired by Biggie himself. We're going to transition. Although my man Big Flo wanted to hold on, I gotta take you off, Big Flo. Let me see. I got you. I know. Although he wanted to give big ups and praise to JJ Watt, I kind of see it differently, man. I thought it reeked of a little bit of the entitlement, a little bit of the MAGA country. He's talking to his players and talking about how they get paid and it's a privilege and all this thing. Like, let's just, yes, it's a privilege to play in the NFL, but it's a privilege that the players earned. Yes, the fans are paying to see the games, but they're paying to see the game, not going to practice and risking their life and their limb. And in this particular climate, risking catching a virus and taking it home to their family. Yes, I mean, all of those things are true, but it reeked to me of sort of a MAGA campaign trail message. And so I would have preferred not that he didn't say those words, but that he said it in the confines and the comfort of the locker room. And so it sort of gets me to where I'm going now. And today's episode is called You Can't Be Serious. And so this particular part, man, for me, kind of it touched me in a special way. There's a lot that's going on the last week. And so it prompted me to say these words. And like we ask you every week, humbly, we ask you to like, we ask you to comment, we ask you to share. As I started, I said, in the comment section, tag a friend, tag a foe, tag anybody that you know. And hopefully they'll hear these words. This part is called You Can't Be Serious. All right. Being Black in America has come with its clear examples of challenges for as long as anyone alive can remember. Hopefully that will change one day soon. We hope. But being a Black quarterback in the sport of football has also come with its obstacles. Not smart enough. Runs too much. Not a good leader. You name the idiotic reasons coaches and fans have used as their logic behind the theory that Black players aren't fit to be good quarterbacks. From Sandlot to Pop Warner to high school to college and to the pros, little Black boys and young Black men have had to deal with the ugly elephant in the room as they were doubted as soon as they stepped under center to play the quarterback position. Well, fast forward to 2020. And it's the second year in a row that four Black quarterbacks have made the Pro Bowl. As a youth coach in a Black community and a dad to two aspiring Black quarterbacks, this fact makes me smile with pride. But it also makes me scratch my head when I hear Black analysts on TV like Ryan Clark and Dominic Foxworthy, both of whom I really like. But when I hear these brothers say a young quarterback named Dwayne Haskins has a heightened responsibility to adhere to the team guidelines because he is a Black quarterback. You can't be serious, right? Then a few days later, Booger McFarland, another Black TV personality with a huge platform, goes even further and says African-American players as a whole, not even just the quarterback specifically, but African-American players as a whole are too focused on building their brand. Quoting him, he says, they don't take it as a business. They play a child's game for a king's ransom. I was floored hearing these words, but then Booger doubled down on it when people challenged him. Again, while I like each of these brothers, Ryan, Dominic, and Booger, they were wrong. Absolutely, positively wrong. Young players, white, Black, and everything in between do young, stupid things. It ain't got nothing to do with them being black. Ironically, in the exact same congressional session that Cory Booker, a former black football player, introduces the Bill of Rights for college athletes, these guys are on TV perpetuating that unfair belief that black players need to abide by different standards. While Senator Booker's bill is referred to as the Bill of Rights, which is the nickname given to the first 10 amendments of the U.S. Constitution, it really should be called the Civil Rights Amendments Bill, which would more aptly compare it to the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, which were designed to ensure equality for recently emancipated slaves. Seeing these brothers take such baffling stances about Haskins reminds me of the quote, "I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves." No, I'm not calling these brothers slaves. I'm saying their views reek of the Stockholm Syndrome, where hostages bond with their captors. Fellas, while I respect you and applaud all that you do professionally, it's time to shed the burdens bestowed upon us by an antiquated, racist sports culture and enjoy our freedom that our parents, grandparents, and so many players before us have earned on our behalf. And that's a word. That's our center court message. And now we're going to get to the part that is going to be very similar to the format that you are accustomed to. This is our halftime report. And I love this part because I get to be joined by the crew, y'all. It is the family court episode or family court segment of this episode where you know who it is, who's coming into the building. We have none other than my home girl, the Maverick, Miss Majestic Maya, none other than the maestro superhero DJ John Quick. What's up, y'all? How y'all been?
What's up?
You know what it is. It's the family court time where we talk family business, y'all. I don't know what y'all thought about these recent comments by these brothers, man, but I had to take it on today before we get into some other stuff. Quickly, in a statement, is there any opinions you had about it in one statement before we move on?
Yeah, Booger with the crooked fingers has a very shaboogie mentality. That's it.
How about you, superhero DJ John Quick?
I mean, he's a young kid. He made a mistake. I mean, a lot of these young quarterbacks make mistakes. So hopefully he'll learn from it and grow. That's the main thing.
Got it. I'll go from here and we'll transition just in a way that might be a little sad because there were a lot of people in 2020. 2020 has been the year of reckoning for so many different things, so many different reasons. But there are a lot of people who aren't with us anymore and won't be with us in 2021. And it unfortunately also has a lot of our greats, Hall of Fame greats, that were lost in 2020. And so we've done it throughout COVID season. We've paid respects to people who have lost their lives individually and collectively. But I thought since this is the last day of this wretched 2020, it'd be a good time to talk about some of the people that we lost this year, some of the Hall of Fame people from our community. I'll name a few, and not to say this is a comprehensive list, but worth mentioning, man. Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi, our guy Maradona, Casey Jones, Kevin Green, John Thompson, the coach, Chadwick Boseman, our superhero, Alex Trebek, who's been in our doggone TVs forever, Don Shula, Gail Sayers, John Lewis, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We had 7 baseball Hall of Famers. Joe Clark, most recently, and then even Ozone from Breaking. So it has been a tough year, man. And so we'll take just a real brief moment of silence for all of those that we've mentioned, the Hall of Famers and the celebrities, all the way to your family members. Let's just take a moment of silence for all those who unfortunately lost their lives in 2020. All right, y'all. There's no easy way to transition from that to the family ignorance at the barbecue, but we got to do what we got to do. It's got some stuff got to be done, and here it is, y'all. The AP names Athlete of the Year, and this year, social justice took center stage because our girl Osaka and our man LeBron both got Athletes of the Year. What do y'all think about it?
Spot on.
Yeah, Naomi Osaka. I know you celebrated and represented her messages. She was wearing on her mask the victims of police brutality throughout some of the larger. Was it Wimbledon or U.S. Open? I don't remember what tournament it was, but she got Athlete of the Year, female Athlete of the Year, and that's your girl. You've been rocking with her, and I know that
John love him some Naomi boy.
She's a cutie pie. She's a cutie pie. Yeah.
And LeBron, man, he just keeps on doing the unthinkable, man.
Happy belated birthday to LeBron too.
Oh yeah, birthday was yesterday, man. Absolutely. Only Tiger and Lance Armstrong have won the award 4 times. LeBron.
Why are you mentioning Lance Armstrong? No,
I'm just saying that they both won the award 4 times.
Yeah.
Y'all got that one?
Yeah, I got it.
It just hit me.
Yeah. It's singular now, though. It's only
it
singular.
Just hit him too.
Let me stop.
Wait, he don't got him.
You got one of them. In the same vein, because we in family court. Vanessa Bryant, her mom is suing her for salary back pay. Salary back pay, which is also, as Vanessa calls it, extortion money.
Yeah.
They say all family ain't family, but I'm gonna break this down. She wants $96 an hour for the 12-hour day she said she spent over the 18 years, not cooking and cleaning and scrubbing the floors. That was the breakdown she wanted for watching her grandkids. And Vanessa said she only occasionally babysat. Mm-hmm. What better place to discuss this foolishness in the family court? What do y'all think about that?
She wrong. As someone who's had a very strange relationship with her mother, look, that's some real lame shit. Yeah. Now, if she had any common sense, she was very present when before Kobe passed and after he passed. Mm-hmm. And Vanessa literally has the keys to the kingdom. Right. This woman, unfortunately, has $600 million. I'm sure she would trade all of that to have her husband and her daughter back. However, that's not the case. She took care of her mother. I don't know who got in her mother's ear and started telling her you should get more, whatever. But that just goes to show you how greed just eats within and just destroys family. Like that was a real shitty move. And her mother, you gonna pop, like, seriously? Vanessa, Kobe wasn't with Vanessa just because she was pretty. You could tell she ain't for the bullshit. No, and she tried to buy her another home and she still wasn't happy. Bitch, you wasn't with Kobe shooting in the gym.
For real. She was two people removed from shooting in the gym. And yet she still wants the money. And I think that while that particular lyric did not age well, Drake's lyric, "You wasn't with me shooting in the gym," does age well when it pertains to grandmama. So yeah, let's keep it rolling. Go ahead.
And you charging to babysit your grandkid? Like, what kind of shit is that? Girl, by you. Okay, next.
That is the family member that comes to the cookout and starts off putting plates to the side. Like, that's just so selfish. Like, you just got here. Like, how you know how much everybody else goes?
If they got shrimp and lobster, I'm making my plate first.
And you know, we like to defend it too. Like, black people like to defend it too. Like, nah, I gotta make sure I get this banana pudding. It go every year. I'm gonna start putting stuff to the side now. This is a quick tidbit that just came to mind because Becky Hammond last night became the first female to act as a head coach during an NBA game because Coach Pop was kicked out of the game. And shout out to Becky Hammond, man, because although she is a Becky, she is the first. She is literally a Becky. She's the first female to serve as an NBA head coach. Shout out. All right, next big topic though is in family court is the family that moved on, y'all. We doing big things. Master P and Baron Davis to acquire Reebok from Adidas. What's really happening, baby? They got the shoes, baby. Gotta be the shoes. Reebok. What's up with that, man? Master P make you say look, his movie. I got the hookup.
Was funny.
Was funny, but it might have been foreshadowing. This man got the hookup, and he's about to get ownership. He and Baron Davis are about to get ownership of Reebok. What do y'all think? Can they resuscitate Reebok?
Hopefully. I love it. One thing that you were talking about in your center court was about JJ Watt. Now, how ironic would it be, because JJ Watt has a contract with Reebok, if the owners of Reebok were two black men?
Right on.
How funny is that? Right. So you with your little MAGA speeches, you do that, but your shoe endorsement deals will be owned by black men.
Yeah, which is super, super dope. They've already planned to convert. They want it to be like a lifestyle brand similar to Converse and what Puma is trying to do in encroaching on the lifestyle brand approach. I think Reebok could do it. I know I would go out and buy Reeboks when Jay-Z's
Scott
Carter. They're you know the share, not the shares, but the revenue went up like 17%, and they were just buying them off the shelves. So I know I would buy Reeboks. Shout out to Master P and my man Baron Davis. So hopefully that plays out. My man Bronny James, man, on the day after his daddy's birthday, it looked like, at some point, well, the day after we're talking about it, but this week, Bronny James liked one of Larsa Pippin's, which is the soon-to-be ex-wife. I don't think they're officially divorced yet, but she is bad to the bone. 46, I think, or something like that, 46, but she looked like she's 26. She got
plastic surgery, Bobby, and the woman. She looks just like
she ain't.
Yeah,
she all right,
bruh. She remind me of a Kardashian in terms of the way black dudes be fawning over her. And I think she's attractive, but she ain't. No, Halle Berry's bad to the bone. She ain't.
Agree.
Halle Berry's bad.
But look, you ain't gonna ever hear me. Halle Berry.
Bro, there's levels.
That's been mine.
There's levels to this.
There's levels to this.
So let's back up a little.
I like the fact that his parents came to his defense and was like, "Nah, that we ain't rocking like that. It's just one of his best friends. He liked the picture from the mom, so I think they walked it back." But Larsa tried to make like, "You guys are so disgusting," but meanwhile, she's dating a 24-year-old. Like, what do you mean it's disgusting? Right?
Hold on a second. I've had men. I've been in my cougar stage. I'm a living cougar. I'm 40 years old, and I snatch them all up. Don't get the game fucked up.
Watch out now.
However, the problem is that the people who read into it. I like pictures of people too. That doesn't mean I'm trying to get at them. Like, It was a slow news day. People had nothing else to talk about. And shout out to Savannah for shutting shit down.
Listen, Savannah don't play. Savannah is not here for the shits and giggles at all.
Right. All right. So look, I'll just say this, and it's not for this particular show because it's a deeper message, but we are far more accepting of the Cougars on the female like and men's side than the opposite. I ain't gonna say a particular name. But when
I can snatch up anybody, what are you talking about?
My point is that when a certain singer, a balladeer, tried to ask a follow-up question when someone said, "Hey, do you like teenagers?" and he was like, "Well, what do you mean?" I think he was referring to 19-year-olds, but it's still nasty. But Larsa, it's been accepted.
Pissing on 15-year-olds.
He said,
he said, "What do you mean?"
Bro, you say no.
Do you like teenagers, motherfucker?
Talk about tone deaf and not reading the room like teenagers. Fine term.
Y'all gonna stop trying to give that man a pass.
I ain't giving him no pass. I'm not giving him a pass. I'm just saying because I wouldn't want him around my nieces. But I'm just saying that I think we get past this when the genders are reversed. I'll go with this one. Disney Plus's the movie Soul They dissed the Knicks, and a guy, one of the animated characters, and one of the animated characters misses a dunk. And as a Heat fan, I just love the fact that even in the animation world, the Knicks suck. Sorry. That's bad.
It's true.
Mike Tyson, who is the ultimate man, his transformation has been beautiful, man. But he's on a podcast, and they ask him a question about Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. Logan Paul's right next to him, and he's laughing, saying that Floyd Mayweather is going to beat Logan Paul's effing ass, basically, right next to him. And it was a slight uncomfortable moment, but Logan Paul just had to look at him and laugh. Because what you gonna say to Mike Tyson when he's within reach of you? Mike Tyson, the only person to get away with that. He had to just laugh it off, like, "Hey man, it's all good, Mike. It's all good. Gotta love Iron Mike, man. Gotta love." Paul George blamed Doc Rivers for the Clippers implosion when they were down 3-1. It's all infamous how they came back. Playoff Paul did not look like playoff Paul. He looked like pandemic Paul with his broke jump shot. But he blamed Doc Rivers, threw him under the bus. Meanwhile, we know that Paul George and Doc Rivers have a history. Paul George has 2 daughters with Doc Rivers' daughter, and was caught cheating on her with a stripper or Instagram model, whatever you want to call him. What did y'all think about Paul George throwing that brother under the bus? Because he sure enough took the heat, got fired for it. So I thought Paul George was a little out of pocket. What do y'all think?
They needed to call John Walsh because he was America's Most Wanted, because you couldn't find his black ass when he was needed.
Pandemic Paul. Oh man, and unfortunately, very, very true. Oh, leave good enough alone, man. Leave Doc Rivers alone. Get him off your Doc.
That was a punk ass move, bro. First of all, he's a black coach. He's not, and even though it's the NBA, there's still not enough black coaches, in my opinion. You know,
right.
Agreed.
And then you don't show up. You shooting shots, hitting the side of the backboard in the game that we needed to win and whatever. And then you gonna blame the coach?
Right.
Like,
playoff Paul, baby. Playoff Paul.
Pandemic Paul. That's
pandemic Paul. All right, y'all.
Paul. Paul. We could go on. We got trees for days. You know what I'm saying?
This has been the halftime show, y'all.
I was waiting for this one, Bob.
To the family court, y'all. Look, we're gonna bring them back for traffic court. We got the judge, myself, B Brown ESQ. We've got the jury and my man, the maestro. He plays it musically, and superhero DJ John Quick. And you know who the executioner is, the Maverick. We'll bring y'all back for the last part, man. We're gonna transition into another part, y'all. Again, new format. We have what I think is gonna be epic, man. We have an interview that we're gonna do. Please welcome to the Ball Hawk Sports Talk, none other than F. William Samuel to the building. What's up, dog?
How you been, yeah. What's going on, brother? Thanks for having me.
Man, thanks for having taking the offer, man, to do this, man. We felt like what better person to interview for this segment. 2020, you can't be serious. For those of you who don't know, F. William Samuel, man, very successful brother, wrote a book. He's an author. He's a successful entrepreneur. He's a Hampton grad. He's my fraternity brother and also a comedian, man. So welcome to the Ball Hawk Sports Talk, dog. How you been, bro?
Everything is good, man. But 2020 has been crazy, man. It's
a year, right? 2020 will be known for COVID-19. And it just, sort of the whole paradox, just a crazy year, man. But for you, I think of all the things from a sports standpoint that are crazy to me. And I know you're a Hampton grad. To see that the NFL of all institutions decided that it was going to play the national black anthem. What did you think about that?
Man, you know, I was glad to see it, you know, because it's a little bit of movement. But, you know, everybody don't know the whole national Black anthem. You know, for some people, you got to tell them, we're going to do just the first verse because, you know, people get confused in the second verse. But the funny thing is they all thought it was going to start with, you know, Lift Every Voice. But the real Black national anthem start with You Make Me Happy. You know, it's, Beverly, man. So I mean, you know, I was glad to see it, man, but it's still not enough, man.
Still not enough. And you know, the NFL hopefully will do more. I've been waiting on it. We'll see, because the NBA has done a lot, and starting with, you know, sort of the names on the back of the jerseys, or the message on the back of the jerseys.
Yeah.
That sort of, you know, that jersey thing. What did you think about that from the NBA?
Man, I thought it was whack, to be quite honest, man, because the same way people painting Black Lives Matter over all the streets, man, they just wasting gold paint. I thought it was whack because, you know, I was confused. You know, you got the NBA sponsorship. Now, these owners got all the money in the world. I don't know why they need sponsorship patches on jerseys. But you got sponsorship on the front and you got Black Lives Matter on the back. You know, I'm watching the game. It's like the National Tire Warehouses against the Black social injustices. I'm saying, you know, where are we going with this, man? What are we doing? Is this what we had to do to have a season?
Right.
You know, but once again, man, a concession is a concession. I agree. But it's just not enough, man. Not enough.
You're an entrepreneur. What did happen in the bubble? Jimmy Butler, man, starting his own coffee business. I'm a Miami Heat fan. I loved it. You as an entrepreneur, what did you think about Jimmy, man?
You know, I love that he could sell coffee at $20 a cup. Number one, hotel coffee at that.
Big face coffee. Yeah.
You know, but in a bubble with a toilet paper shortage, you selling coffee. That sounds like a ploy to me, man. I mean, I think he's working for the other side.
Right.
he may have an endorsement contract with somebody else, man, because you buy that $20 coffee, you're going to run. No doubt. You're going to run like a brand new Toyota.
Good old Jimmy. Good old Jimmy did it, man. Rudy Gobert, who from touching mics, pause, right? All these touching mics, he spread the virus from touching mics. Pause. But then he signs the third largest contract in NBA history. I thought it was some conspiracy theory. What do you think about Rudy Gobert, both starting the pandemic and then getting paid afterwards?
Hey, I'm glad to see all these brothers get paid, man. You know, Maverick Carter, LeBron's friend and agent, made a statement, man. When LeBron first went to Miami, somebody said, "Is $100 million too much?" He said, "You never get what you worth. You get what you negotiate." So I'm glad that they can negotiate this money. But the problem I have with all the athletes signing all these contracts, man, then they don't want to do stuff.
Right.
You know, they'd be like, media day is not in my contract. Right. And I'm like, fool, for that money, man, I'll pick cotton on Facebook Live, you know, with red Kool-Aid and fried chicken.
All right.
I mean, you got to draw the line somewhere, man. But, you know, Rudy Gobert, actually, the night he tested positive was the night we knew it was real. I did my last comedy show before the pandemic, man. I was in a club in New Jersey, and they had the game on the screen.
Yep.
And, you know, that was around March 12th, man. I never forget. It was a week after my birthday. And the funny thing about it is that's when Black folks didn't think we could catch the virus. You know, we were just running out, stocking up on ginger ale, you know, and we thought we was going to be good. And that was the first time that we noticed that this thing is real, man, and it's going to affect our community. So
it has been real, man. And then
vaccinations.
Yeah, absolutely, man. People line up and get them, man. And that's the other myth about vaccinations. I won't go there. Lakers win the championship, man, in 2020. And LeBron says he won his damn RESPECT. Found out what it means to LeBron. He wants his respect. What do you think about it?
I don't really understand why people hate LeBron, man. I can't figure it out, man. He does everything right, man.
Yeah.
Never really get in trouble. You can't really tell him about how to spend the money, but he spent his money real responsibly.
Yep.
He's doing everything right, man. I don't know why people still hate on him, man. I mean, and the whole thing about the hairline is I would just like to know what happened, because like he was bald and then all of a sudden he got a fresh line, you know. And I'm saying something happened, man, that you could fill us in, because all of your life is on TV and media. You could fill us in. on what happened, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, he was going to the barbershop like some people go to the dentist like twice a year. And then all of a sudden now he got a fresh line every game. I just want to happen.
I agree with you, man. He owes that to us. He sets the example every other way. You owe us an explanation, LeBron.
No doubt.
He owes us that. Did you check out The Last Dance? To me, that was the best TV during the quarantine days. Did you see it? MJ in the building. What'd you think?
I did, man. I like what ESPN did because they strung us out, man. You know, those episodes and making us, why was it over 10 weeks, if I'm correct? Or 10 episodes? I can't remember what week. Yeah, it was really good, man. I really wanted to hear more about the card games after the basketball, though. You know, because I think that's where the real truth would have come out.
Right.
You know, the funny thing is, you know, they talked about the lifestyle of those guys after the game. You know, they smoking cigars and they running hoes and excuse my language. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's a church show or not. But the reality is, you know, back in the 70s, you know, they did that at halftime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, you know, Willis Reed and Eldon Baylor, I mean, them cats were smoking cigarettes at halftime, man.
Straight up, right. Just take the edge off. True.
Very true. It was amazing, man. It was amazing, man. And, you know, everybody say that, you know, Isaiah Thomas is still hurt, man. I don't know what happened, man. I really can't understand the hate that's taking place there. I just can't understand. Like, they should just be able to piece it up, you know? But for whatever reason, man, probably had to do with a woman somewhere, I think.
Somewhere, man. Can't we all just get along? Yeah. LaMelo Ball, man, connected to MJ now because MJ takes LaMelo Ball with his team there in Charlotte, and the dad is still talking, saying he could beat MJ. What do you think about LaMelo? And then LeVar saying he could beat MJ one-on-one in the one-on-one segment.
First of all, them triple baller shoes are trash. That's what I'm saying. First of all, I appreciate his spirit.
Right.
Branding and marketing as an entrepreneur, no doubt, but it's trash. Or as the young kids say, they ass. You know, it's funny. Their adjectives just change, man. You know, they're not trash, they ass. But the thing about it is,
what are those? That's what they say.
Yeah, the thing about it is, he's not even relevant to me, man. Other than, you know, marketing, branding, and promotions. I mean, I look at him as the Don King of the NBA, Don King of basketball.
Yep.
He gonna sell tickets. And, you know, I mean, if it's entertainment business, I guess that's what's necessary. So, you know, it's all good.
Well, speaking of the entertainment business, man, how did you get into comedy? I appreciate you coming to be here with us on the Ball Hawk Sports Talk, but I've seen you as a serial entrepreneur do so many things in your construction business. I've seen you do things as an author, just a real solid brother, man. You represent, can I call it the real HU? You represent the real HU. I'll do that because you're the guest. You represent the real HU well. How'd you get into comedy, brother? As we let you depart and get into the next year, man, I'm sure people want to know.
And just for the record, that real HU thing, we really measure that by endowments. You know, if you got $300-400 million endowment, you call yourself real.
Right.
If you get $500 million to operate from Congress every year, then I don't know. That's a different story.
Shots fired.
Hey, look, I'm just, you know, but, you know, I'll tell you, man, you know, being an entrepreneur, you know, for 18 years, man, has allowed me to have the freedom that I need to empower myself in a bunch of different directions, man, and teach entrepreneurship, man, because everybody can't use that freedom. You know, it's different. I don't get paid every 2 weeks. You know, you got to discipline yourself in a different way. But it could be stressful, man, because you got to go out and the saying is, you know, you eat everything you kill. Right. So you got to be in constant attack mode, man. And if you don't go out there attacking, you don't get anything.
Right.
And that can produce a lot of stress. Even after you do all of that, you still got to wait to get paid. You still got to produce the work product. Right. And then you still got to, you know, hustle to get paid. It produced a tremendous amount of stress, man. And right around the time I was turning 50 years old, I don't know if you could tell, man, I'm 53 years old, man, because, you know,
looking good, my brother. Black don't crack.
Athlete, you know, it's you know, we age differently, man, a little gracefully. Matter of fact, I'm so old. I remember when we had to pay for cell phone minutes. I don't know how many of y'all remember that, you know, and you know, you might get a call back, like, you know, evenings and weekends when it was free. So I go way back, man. But let me just say that it was so stressful, man. I had to find something else to do to alleviate some of my stress, man. So I turned to the creative side. And I took a stand-up comedy class because I always wanted to laugh more. I enjoyed comedy. And, you know, it worked out for me. And, you know, with an entrepreneurial spirit, I started producing the show. I ran the show for almost 4 years.
Yep.
I've performed all over the country with some, you know, veteran acts and you know, high venues and low venues, man. Like, you know, I've done Symphony Space in New York City with Gerald Kelly, and I perform at Popeyes. You know, so it really doesn't matter, man, you know, because life is stressful enough. And I think at most times you could find the irony in anything if you look at it and study it, man. And as a comedian that's developing, you learn to study people and situations, man, and find out what's funny, man. And even the COVID situation, man, I tell you, you know, it's funny that everybody was nervous about it, man. And I heard you mention R. Kelly earlier. You didn't say his name, but even R. Kelly was afraid of catching COVID-19, which I think is ridiculous because everybody know he don't fuck with nothing over 15. Never catch COVID-19. So, but I think that the thing is, man, and I'm gonna speak from what I know, experience. I am a COVID survivor. I actually contracted it in the middle of November, and I was sick for about 12 days. And the worst thing is not knowing whether it's going to get worse. You know, if you're watching the news and you're reading the statistics, you like just waiting for it to get worse. And I'm glad, you know, fortunately for me, I have a finished basement with a bathroom. I had to quarantine for almost 20 days in my basement.
Oh, wow.
And the whole 20 days, man, the toilet seat was up the whole time. Nobody complained. Nobody fell in. I'll also tell you the good news about the quarantine in the basement is we don't have any more dirty clothes.
Right.
You know, I mean, I was down there. My wife was like, least you could do, put a load of wash, you know. So all the clothes are clean, which is good for New Year's because some black people have superstition about having clean clothes on New Year's.
Right.
Well, I can tell you it's real, man. It's real. I'm amazed at the people who don't take it seriously still today.
Right.
But I'm just very, very grateful that I came through it. I'm very, very grateful that I don't seem to have any lingering effects. And I'm very, very grateful that I can promote and produce a brand that allows me the freedom to, you know, go in the directions I want to go.
Brother, we are very glad that not only you were a COVID survivor, but that you came here to Ball Hog Sports Talk to share your story, man. I know that it's inspired some of our audience and guest members, man. Promise me one thing, you'll come back again.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you, man. F. William Samuels, y'all. He is not only my fraternity brother, but very successful brother, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Be safe. And
catch me at F. William Samuel Comedy, Facebook, Instagram.
F. William Samuel Comedy. Y'all go support this brother, man. Happy New Year, brother. We will catch
you.
up.
I enjoyed the show, brother, and bless 2021 to you and everybody.
Same to you, my brother.
Tell Maya I said peace.
I will do that. I will do that.
Peace down. Later.
All right. Later. There you have it, man. F. William Samuel. He said he's from the real HU. What a great way, man, to think of the levity, right? All of this has been so serious. We've lost a lot of people. We talked about all the people that we lost, but through it all, he's kept his sense of humor. And he was a COVID survivor. I didn't realize that, man. I think that is sort of the motivation behind today's topic, today's title of the show. You can't be serious. We got to start taking things a little lightly. And shout out to that brother for doing that. At 50 years old, became a comedian as well. All right, man, we're going to wrap it up. Our last part, the last segment of the show is traffic court. And it's traffic court because we're going to speed through. And y'all know who I'm bringing back for the traffic court. We got the family in the building. We got, there she is, the executioner. We got to bring back the jury. Where's the maestro? We got to bring him back for the traffic court. And then we're going to get out of here, y'all. Then we're going to get out of here. There he is.
I can't.
Wakanda.
I can't stay, but I just wanted to show y'all my ugly
I love it.
before I get out
I
of here.
love it, man. All right, so we'll let you know what the verdict was on all of these, man. Happy New Year, my brother. Be safe,
New
man.
Year. All right, I'll let y'all later. Peace.
All right, peace. All right, quickly, y'all. We're gonna go through these very quickly, and then we're gonna rock out. It's the traffic court. And so you know how the traffic court goes. It's either probable cause or excessive. All right. Probable cause or excessive. All right. The Honorable Judge B. Brown ESQ presiding. We got the jury. We'll have to fill him in later, the maestro, and you, the Maverick are the executioner. All right, here we go. NFL expanding to 17 regular season games in 2021, the first expansion since 1978. Have they shown probable cause that they should have expanded, or is this excessive? What do you say?
Excessive.
I figured you would say that. I don't know how they're going to put these brothers in more jeopardy, but and say the season is, or the league is safer, but they're expanding nonetheless. Warren Sapp, your favorite TV personality, completely dismissed Steve Smith Sr.'s playoff analysis and his career, and he attributed it to the fact that he has not won a Super Bowl. What do you think? Did he show probable cause to dismiss Steve Smith, or was that statement excessive?
Excessive, like his weight.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with both. I met Warren Sapp in the airport, man. It wasn't a very pleasant exchange. How do you dismiss a Hall of Fame? Steve Smith Sr. will be a Hall of Famer. I don't like that Warren Sapp did that, but Warren Sapp being Warren Sapp. Tom Brady was snubbed from the Pro Bowl. Despite having 3,886 yards and 32 touchdowns, was that probable cause that he shouldn't have made it this year? Or was that excessive by the voters? Do you think he should have made it? Probable cause or excessive? Probable cause. You saying that man did not get snubbed. They showed probable cause. He did not earn his Pro Bowl.
2 words, tuck rule. That was excessive.
You still holding it on. You not letting it go, man. Double jeopardy. You holding on to it. Devontae Smith from Alabama was the first wide receiver ever to win the College Football Player of the Year award. Mac Jones, his quarterback, got second place. And as a receiver, a former receiver, I got to say that finally the receivers are getting the respect we deserve. You better believe it's the receiver that makes the quarterback.
True.
Did he show probable cause for the award, or is it excessive to give the award to the receiver?
Probable. He deserved that.
Go ahead, Devontae. And I love the name. Anybody named Devontae, you got my vote. Deion Waiters is contemplating retirement at 29, and he blames it on the politics. Basically, the politics of basketball is why he's talking about retiring. Did he show probable cause with politics, or is that excessive?
Probable. He has a lot of mental health issues, so he needs to walk away from the game.
I think he does as well. Grayson Allen, everybody's least favorite white boy to play basketball, played for Duke that everyone hates and cheated by doing so. Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks, who looks like Chico DeBarge, one of them.
Leave him alone.
Sorry. Had to throw a light-skinned jab. Sorry. He put a video out, and this court has deemed it admissible evidence showing Grayson Allen tripping Trae Young, and Grayson Allen came back with sort of a sarcastic apology. Have we shown probable cause that Grayson Allen is a cheater? Is that going too far? Is it excessive?
Probable. He ain't shit.
And yeah, I thought he was cheating too. Stop tripping people, man. That's what you did in college. That's why Coach K did, handed out that penalty to you. Washington football team owner Dan Snyder claims he has been extorted by one of the team's minority owners and extorting him, trying to force him to sell the team. And the admissible evidence is that there was a settlement, the $1.6 million settlement for sexual misconduct claim. The settlement was disclosed, and so we've deemed that admissible evidence. Do you think, because we either handle this like some gentleman or to get into some gangster-ish, you think that Dan Snyder's showing probable cause that this is indeed extortion, or is he being a little excessive?
Excessive. What's really excessive is the rate that he's charging Washington former Redskin fans to watch that awful fucking team.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we are going to go home with those. Y'all saw the verdicts. We'll welcome superhero DJ John Quick, the maestro, back. But before we do that, we'll say goodbye to the Maverick, the executioner, Miss Majestic Maya. Happy New Year, dear. Make sure that you're safe. I like that. Indoor person. We all need to be indoor person. Happy New Year, dear.
Same to you.
All right, we will go home with this, y'all. It has been the Ball Hawk Sports Talk. This is a new format, and I think everybody did a great job. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like we say every week, we ask you humbly to like, to comment, to share. Tell a friend, tell a foe, tell everybody you know. It's the Ball Hawk Sports Talk. We here to stay. It's with your boy, B. Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hawk, a.k.a. the Mouth of South, a.k.a. Mr. Excessive Celebration, a.k.a. a gentleman wishing you the happiest of New Year's. This particular episode, you can't be serious. It's just trying to balance. I know we've all had a difficult year. I've had to say goodbye to loved ones, and so many people have had to do that through Zoom calls the last time that they saw their loved ones. It seems unfair. And I know that we have experienced a lot of pain, a lot of Hall of Famers we had to say goodbye to. And so I just say to each and every one of you, love the people around you, learn to laugh even throughout the difficult times. And this too shall pass. I'll see y'all in 2021. The Ball Hog Sports Talk. We out of here. Love y'all. Peace.